Hey guys, welcome back to Broken Spur Creations. Today, we're going to do templates. It's getting nautical outside. Yesterday in Central Texas, we had tornadoes about 8 miles north of us. Got 2 inches of rain in 2 hours. Ducks were swimming in the front yard. Anyway, springtime in Texas. What I did is I got a bunch of new products in that I'm going to be engraving on, and I need to make some templates. So if you guys never made templates, don't even know what templates are, or never put a template system on your longer lasers, or any of your lasers, stick around. We'll show you how. Okay guys, so the first thing that I did is I got a piece of cabinet wood. It's 15 by 32 inches long. I'm putting it in my longer Ray 520 watt that has the extensions on it. And I still need to put the next extension kit on here, so bear with me. We've been busy here at the shop. So it's 5mm cabinet grade wood. I keep saying cabinet grade wood because if you guys put 2 and 2 together, carry 4 and add 6, you figure out where I'm getting my wood from. That's going to be another video. But anyway, so we got this in here, and we'll go ahead and what we're going to do is we're going to cut out some templates. Well, the blanks for the templates that I'm going to make. I'll explain it all. Okay, so here is a better picture of my jig system. Okay, this is my business card jig. Jig, template, pretty much the same thing. But as you can see, I have an arrow, so I always know what tooth I built this thing on. So it'll slide right into that tooth, snaps right into place. This is just 5mm cabinet wood, 3mm basswood underneath. I just put a piece of duct tape just to hold the 3mm and basswood in place, and then my business cards will slide right in there. And I always have it set so it always starts in that bottom left hand corner, and under the move feature in LightBurn you can save that position, and I save all these jigs in my LightBurn library. I'll pull this jig out, go to my LightBurn library. This is set up on my 10 watt, and I'll hit one button under the move feature and it'll go to the business card jig, and it'll go right to that corner. And then I'll check the frame, because I always check the frame because these belts may loosen up over time or wear out over time, and you always want to check your frame and make sure. And as soon as my frame is set, then I start my run, and I can run as many as I want and just keep going with it from there. When I'm done with it, it just pops right out. I pop another jig in, and same deal. I got the arrows where they need to be, so it slides right in there. It's set. This is for my slate coasters or my coaster jig. I always write down the information, my X and Y starting point, which is always going to be over there. I have the move feature set up in LightBurn under the move window. Go to that, hit slate coaster jig, boom. It's going to move my machine right up there. I'll check the frame again, and then I'll run my coaster sets. These jig systems are a time saver, and they save you a lot of time and a lot of effort framing. I mean, once you get the frame set up in there, you're set. That's all you need to do. Check your frame before you start your run, and then I can run, you know, however many coasters I'm doing, business cards I'm doing. I got them set up for keychains. I have customers that have me do specific products for their business. I have jig systems set up for that. I just slide a jig in there. I can run 10, 20 at a time. So I was going to try to get into LightBurn. The software, LightBurn's working fine. The software to record the screen isn't working right now. The Wi-Fi out in the garage it doesn't work good when we got storms and everything else rolling around. So if I get a chance before I upload this video, I'll go back in LightBurn and show you exactly what we were talking about on building these jigs. One thing that I got to reiterate, I have 3 different lasers here. If you have multiple lasers, there's going to be a different kerf on your lasers. You don't know what kerf is. It's the amount of material that is taken off when the laser beam cuts. Same deal as like if you're doing a saw, a band saw, or a table saw, whatever. That's the way kerf works. Now I tried to beat the system by cutting them out on my 20 watt, but I built my jig, my main jig system off of my 10 watt. So I learned the hard way. I went in, took the same exact file and cut it on my 20 watt because it's a lot faster, and it didn't fit because of kerf. And once you go down the kerf rabbit hole, you'll understand exactly what I mean. So I went back to my 10 watt and cut a couple blanks out on my 10 watt. They work just fine, snap right into place. So remember, if you have multiple lasers and you want to build a jig system, make sure the one that you're building on, and cut it on that one. My 10 watt, I do 90% of my engraving with my 10 watt. You don't need a lot of power. My 20 watts, I go for cutting and making signs and things like that. So anyway, but these are the blanks. So what I got is I got some new products. I have wallets in and some leather keychains. And what I'm going to do is I will measure out everything that I need, make a design in LightBurn, cut out the holes that I need for the products, and then they'll snap right into place. And then I'll have a setting on my move window in LightBurn. So the only thing I got to do is go straight to that move window in LightBurn, find the setting for, let's say, keychain jig, leather keychain jig, and it'll put me right on that corner, and then I'll be able to quickly mass produce as many leather keychains as I need to as far as engraving. And then the same deal for wallets. I'll do the wallets, it'll come out, and we'll have jigs for that. So whenever time we want to do that, just throw the jig in there, frame it up, boom, run what we need. Okay, guys. So what we did is we designed everything in LightBurn. We have our blank that we made. We got it snapped into position. We're going to set our laser. We'll use the marking point, the firing point. We'll have it set on this bottom left corner. And then we'll save those coordinates and save this jig. And this is on my 10 watt, and that's where I do most of my engraving. So it'll cut out the spot for the flasks that I'm doing, and then also some wallets that I'm making. And then once I get this done, this jig is set. Anytime that I do a flask or a wallet, I just pull this jig out, set it up, and we're ready to go. Okay guys, so we got our blank completed. We cut out 3mm basswood to put in our 5mm ripped oak, MDF, cabinet wood, whatever you want to call it. And so now our jig is complete. As you can see, this is one of my many flasks. Slides right in there. It's set. It's good to go. These are some covers for some new wallets. Sits right in there. Will sit in any of them. And now it's going to prove me wrong trying to get it out. But I have tools for that too. So we can fit it in any of these. So I can do 3 of those at a time. It doesn't take very long. Alright, well, that's how we do the jig system. It's a system that really works out well for me. I can push out a lot of product. If somebody needs something right away, I can pull out one of my jigs, and no matter what it is, here's the new one that we just made today. So this one will work out for flasks and the minimalist wallets. If somebody calls and says, hey, I need a flask for a birthday party, it's fine. I sit there, click it in. I keep multiple things in stock. Put out a flask, boom, it's done. If the company needs coasters for a closing or whatever's happening, I pull out the coaster one. There's another one. Bottle openers. I sell a bunch of bottle openers. They're easy to do. You know, once you get everything lined up and you have these jigs and you have the jig system, everything just falls into place. You can go into LightBurn, pull up your files, and it's quick, it's easy, and it streamlines everything. So I hope this helps you guys. Remember, give me a like, give me a follow, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. But the most important thing, stay creative.